Hey folks, this is Brett with Full Time My RV, and I want to talk about this mini washing machine here. Well, I apologize, I don't have the world's greatest tripod. For some reason or another, the little clip that plugs into the top of the tripod I can't find, and I'm having to use this cheap POS flip share camera that I hate so much that you all know. It's one of the things that I can't wait to get rid of because it freezes half the time. It's probably going to freeze in this video at some point, and I'll have to do about a couple of cutting revisions. So if you see any revisions where I've had to cut in the film, you can pretty much bet that it was flip share that screwed it up. But anyhow, this is the Panda countertop washing machine model. It's the model XPB25, and it has a timer that you can set for 15 minutes. And we're going to show you how to use it, and I'm going to tell you a little bit real quick about it and why we got it, number one, and you know, why I kind of like this model. When I went out onto the internet and was looking for a countertop electric washing machine, I wanted one obviously that didn't use a lot of power. I like the Wonder Wash that I have, and I use it actually for washing, you know, like sheets and things, because of the fact that it does a good job of it, and you're not rattling stuff around as much. You know, this thing makes quite a bit of noise, and I'm going to actually show you a trick to that to get the noise down. You know, it just works better for doing a big thing like a sheet, even better than this one. This is great for when you need to do some clothes washing, about 2 or 3 units at a time, or 2 or 3 days, you know, worth of clothes at a time. It's great for that. It doesn't use a whole lot of power, and it's pretty efficient. Typically, what I'll do is I'll do the first load, or the first round of it with the soap. Then I'll drain it. Then I'll put a second round of water in there. Then I'll drain that, and I'll put a third round of water in there just to get it to and let it run for 15 minutes each pop, even though they say 8 minutes. It's just to get the extra soap out, and I think that actually helps to get your clothes to where they'll dry a little better. And then of course we put them into the spin dryer, which you've seen the spin dryer before. I'm not really going to feature how much you know, a whole bunch about it working, or even the clothes drying rack, because you already know about that. We just want to talk about this Panda model and why we chose this over the Mr. Heater. I had done some research online and found out that most people that had looked at both of them liked the Panda because the plastic quality of it is so much better than the Mr. Heater. It doesn't feel as cheap and flimsy. It also, from what I was able to see, it was cheaper than the Mr. Heater. It may not be that way now, but I know at the time that this was cheaper. I don't remember what we paid for it. We had it about 6 months now. At some point in time when I'm getting ready to put the video up, I'll go back and look and see what I think I paid for it and let you know. But it does a pretty good job. So I'm going to show you how I load it. It comes with a hose, and on the top of the model over here, you can actually run water into it. Now, it's gravity fed, so if you're trying to feed from your sink like I am to here, it's really not going to do that well for you. Now, if you like to wash clothes outside and you chose to put this outside on the table and you had a hose that could come in from the top and fill it, then it might be worthwhile. But in this particular application, and in most people's applications, it's just not feasible, and that's not how we do it. So I've already pre-filled my first bucket. I know how much water that I'm going to need in there because I've done it so often. But I'm going to tell you the easiest way to figure out how much water you need is basically fill the water in. We'll do that first. And it doesn't look like there's a lot in there, but remember that when I put clothes in there, it's going to fill up a little bit more. And I'm only going to be doing 2 and 2 items. But when you get your first batch in, or your first set of water in, you're going to put the soap into the water and get it to turn and essentially get the soap to dissolve a little bit. That's the first thing I do, is I let it run real quick, and just so that it doesn't have soap on the bottom. Now, in a prior video, I got yelled at because I didn't tell people how much soap I used in there. So I'm going to try to figure out what this one is. The box actually says that on a standard washing machine you should fill up to, and I hope this comes out, to this line right here on a standard washing machine. I basically put enough to fill the bottom of the cup in, because remember, you don't have that much water in here, and the more you put of that soap in there, the more bubbles you're going to have, and it's going to stick around with you, and you're going to have to actually wind up rinsing the load a couple of different times in order to get it out. So what I'll do is I'll pour a little bit of that in there. Some people choose to use a fabric softener, which I have, but this new detergent that I have has some fabric softener that I had already put in the cup prior to it that was a powder type thing, and it seems to work pretty good for us. And then what I always do is I close the lid, and you'll know why real fast, because it will throw the water straight up. And I give it just a quick turn, just to get the water to where it's not completely clear anymore. Now here's how you find out if you've got enough water in there. We're going to wash 2 white t-shirts, just because it's nice and easy to wash white t-shirts. Granted, they're fairly clean already, but they've been worn. And the only reason I'm using the white t-shirts is just because it's easier contrast with what little bit of light we have. And I'm going to hit it again. And what I like the water just to barely cover the top of the clothes on. I don't want to have the water all the way up here because it will slosh back and forth and spill over. So I want to have a pretty good ratio of water to clothing. This isn't anything that was in a book. It's just how I liked it, and it seems to work better for this machine if you don't overfill it with water. Don't know why it works that way, but it does. So for the first cycle, I'll set it to 15 minutes, and I'm just going to let it run. Now you can hear it doesn't make all that much noise right now. That's because I cheated. Before, when it sat on the top of here, it made tons of racket. You can hear a little bit of the rattling now. It rattles one of the fittings that I have over here. But here's the solution that I came up with. I took one of these sponges and I cut it in 4 pieces and put 1 piece under each foot. And that helped to make the machine a lot more stable, because it rocks around with the weight of the water. It'll actually rock the entire camper. And it would make a whole heck of a lot more noise if I didn't have this under it as a shock absorber, because they give you thin rubber feet. So that is an ingenious, very, very cheap trick to making this washing machine work better. Now we're going to let it run, and we'll come back in a minute, drain the water. I'm going to go ahead and pre-fill this bucket so that you're not waiting for me filling a bucket, because that's almost as boring as watching paint dry. So we'll go ahead and turn that on and get the bucket pre-filled, and we'll see you in just a moment. Okay, we're back. I didn't take you through the whole process. We actually rinsed 2 times, so the soap worked out perfect. So what I'm going to do is we're going to just drain this last one here, and we're going to put it in the spin dryer. Run the spin dryer for about 4 minutes. It's set for 5, but for this fabric, I find 3-4 minutes more than enough. The clothes are completely dry by the time I do the spin dry and hang them up on the hanger. They're done in about 30 to 40 minutes. It's dry and ready to wear. So the way that I work this out is obviously I wring out the clothes and I just spill water on the floor. One of the things that I do from time to time because I get a little ahead of myself. But I just wring a little bit of it out just to make it so I don't drip everywhere when I go. One of the things that I may not have mentioned in that last video is what I like to do is take the shirt and get it folded nice and neat, because it just makes it easier to get the balance in the spin dryer right. If I do this, then I have a perfect balance and it doesn't wobble all over the place and try to rock itself right off the countertop. So again, we squeeze the excess water out. Actually, I'm going to turn some water on because I'm going to show you one other thing that I do after I'm done washing. And if you do this, it's a good idea, number one. Number two, it will make your washing machine last longer. And that is, just run a little bit of water down there to wash any of the soap sediment that might be in the bottom or any of the fibers in the bottom out the hose. Don't let them dry inside the machine. It's just good practice. Again, I don't think it was anything that was necessarily in the owner's manual. It's just something that I do. Give a little ring there to keep the laundry from rolling up. Now it's going to start in a state of imbalance. Get it going, let her rip, tater chip. About 4 minutes later, you're good to go. That's enough water in the bucket for the rinse out purpose. And I just take it and I slowly pour it in, kind of wiggling it around. and just let it wash the rest of the soap out. Last tip, leave your hose in the sink for a little while. That way any excess water can drain down it. Leave your lid open on your washing machine as well as your spin dryer, because if you don't and you close that lid, you will develop mold and mildew in these machines, and they'll stink, and then you've got to go through and do quite a bit of work to get them clean. And you know, that's pretty much it there. The only other thing that's left is, after the spin dryer's over, grab you a hanger and just hang it up somewhere. You can hang them there or wherever you got places to hang stuff in your house. I'm not going to carry you through the process of watching me finish and pull it out. You've seen that in the other video, and it's kind of redundant. So we're going to finish up the video there. I've got a little bit of editing to do because, as I predicted, the flip shear camera was being a pain in the behind. Not to mention we've got a few where we stopped and started so that you didn't have to sit through 45 minutes of me washing two shirts. Usually I put a lot more in, and keep in mind that if you've got more clothes in there, you got to put more water in. If you've got this this unit, it comes with another hose that you can put on top to drain out. This hose, sometimes that water will back up and try to come out of it. So what I do is I take that extra hose for the fill, and I just slide it down when I have a big load in there, and that just gives it more hose for it to leak out of if it needs to leak out. But very seldom do I have any issues from there. I've been using it for 6 months. I really like it. I still break out the old crank Wonder Wash whenever I'm doing something big, or you know, if I'm so inclined to not mind bending over the shower there to turn that crank for about 2 minutes. But this thing works pretty good, and you know, you can leave it and let it run and go on about your business, and that's what I like about it. So that's pretty much it. So we'll end up here, and hope you've enjoyed the video. I have a link to purchase this machine in the bottom of the video. I'll also be posting this on the blog page. And you know, 6 months, no problems. That's probably the biggest thing I can tell you. Absolutely no problems. I haven't had to do any maintenance to this machine. I just did like what I showed you, which is clean out the extra fibers and the extra soap. When it's done drying, I'll go through there, and if there's any residue on the bottom, I just wipe it up with a damp paper towel. And that's it. That's really all there is to it. It stores nice and neat. It's real light. You know, pick it up real quick so you can see it. It's real light. Doesn't weigh hardly anything, and you can just store these wherever you want, under the carriage, in an extra closet space. These actually fit perfectly fine in the closets over there. And I'm using my whole counter to do cooktop, or you know, to use as a cooktop or cutting boards or entertaining surface. So that's it. We're definitely going to wrap up the video now. And if you got any questions, put some questions in the comment sections. Give me a thumbs up or thumbs down. I know it's probably not the best review that I did because I'm still battling that illness. But, you know, people had asked me about it in email, and some had asked about it in a couple of the comment sections. And so I thought I'd show it to you. Hope you enjoyed it.